death threats, day jobs, jail time, and starring roles. These hip-hop artists all found reasons to ditch the tour bus. Unless Joe Budden is heading out to promote his podcast, it's highly unlikely that he'll be crisscrossing the globe on tour. The former Def Jam artist retired from rap in 2016 and made it clear that he was done with tour life. Put it like this: the name of Budden's last group of concerts was the last Budden shows ever, just to give an idea of how decisive he was about retiring then. He's become a successful podcaster since that time, launching his I'll Name This Podcast Later in 2015, which was eventually called the Joe Budden Podcast. Budden also replaced his touring money with reality show dollars, joining the cast of VH1's Love and Hip Hop New York in 2013 and the network's Couples Therapy later on. He began working with Sean Diddy Combs as well, hosting the talk show State of the Culture on Combs' Revolt channel. The ex-rapper spoke about walking away from music in a 2018 interview with Vibe and explained why he's done with touring and songwriting. He explained, "I've written enough in my professional career, which was part of the reason I decided to retire." Budden continued, "You put your blood, sweat, and tears into an album and you think that's where it ends, but no. When you go on tour, you're still carrying the life of that album and the life of those songs until you put your next project out. It wasn't very pleasant." Al Green did it, so did Joseph Run Simmons of the legendary group Run DMC. We're talking about those who've worked in ministry after being famous musicians. Simmons became a man of the cloth in 1995 and changed his stage name to Reverend Run.
Being a reverend's important to me. I live my life by certain principles.
That certainly had something to do with his tour life coming to an end, but he and group member DMC officially broke up after third member Jam Master Jay was killed in 2002. During a press conference that was held after Jay's murder, Run said, "We can't perform anymore. Nobody wants to see Run DMC without Jay. Run DMC is officially retired. I cannot get out in front of my fans with a new DJ. Some rock bands can replace the drummer, and I don't know any other way but to be the 3 original members. That's all I can say. We are retired." Now, it's true that Run DMC has played some shows since Simmons became a reverend and the tragedy involving Jay, but Run has still been a pretty busy guy because besides handling his reverend duties, he had a successful show on MTV called Run's House that ran from 2005 to 2009 and has released a few books. One day, Andre 3000 was a globe-trotting superstar rapper. The next, he stopped touring. The man-born Andre Lauren Benjamin had some very productive years with his Outkast co-star Big Boi, releasing 6 critically acclaimed albums. Then Andre's musical output lessened. After that, new music and shows stopped altogether. That largely has to do with the Grammy Award-winning artist having a social disorder, which he talked about with GQ in 2017. He told the outlet, "I was diagnosed with this social thing. I didn't notice it until I became an entertainer. I don't know if it's the shock of all kinds of people coming up to you or the expectations, but I got to this place where it was hard for me to be in public without feeling watched or really nervous. So I just started getting to myself and stopped touring." The Hey Ya writer also opened up to Rick Rubin on the Broken Record podcast about his relationship with music, admitting that he lacked the proper focus and confidence to churn out new material. Plus, Andre talked about Outkast's success possibly hindering his creativity, telling Rubin, "Maybe my history is kind of handicapping in a way, so I'm just trying to find out what makes me feel the best right now." For My Fans, The King Zoo, and Welcome to the Zoo. Those are just some of the names of New Jersey rapper Fetty Wap's tours. For a while there, he seemed to be a pretty busy guy after breaking onto the scene with his 2014 song Trap Queen and his self-titled album the following year. But things would come to an abrupt halt for Wap as he was arrested on a drug trafficking charge in 2021 at New York City Field. He later pleaded guilty to conspiracy to possess and distribute 500 grams or more of cocaine, according to CNN. The My Way rapper was booked with 5 others. It said they all belonged to a drug distribution ring that operated on both U.S. coasts. Wap is facing a max of 40 years and will be sentenced on January 18, 2023. His touring days have certainly been put on hold, but that hasn't stopped Wap from having a positive outlook, however. In 2021, Fetty posted a video to Instagram saying, "If it ain't life, it ain't forever. I'll be back better, wiser, and smarter." The year 2013 was pretty eventful for Eve. That's when she released her album Lip Lock and announced the Lip Lock tour. Before that, the Philly-raised rhymer hadn't dropped an LP for 11 years and didn't seem to tour much, if at all. Still, no one can accuse Eve of slacking off or wasting her rap skills. It's just she's been super busy doing things outside of music. In 2003, the Scorpion creator starred in her own sitcom, Eve, for example. She's played in popular films like Barbershop and The Woodsman as well. Not to mention she hosted CBS's The Talk from 2017 to 2020. And while Eve did tour with Gwen Stefani in 2016, hitting the road for multiple dates was somewhat of a rarity for her. What's more, her personal life stays busy too. Eve welcomed a son named Wild Wolf Fife Alexander Summers Cooper with husband Maximilian Cooper on February 1st, 2022. Of course, we're not saying that Eve has put her touring days behind her for good, but if that's the case, she seems to be doing just fine without it. From the rap stage to the Oscar stage, that could be one way to describe actor Mahershala Ali's career. It may also explain why he won't be seen on tour. Before starring in the Hunger Games saga, Moonlight, and Green Book, Ali was a hip-hop artist.
I'm talking about my man Prince Ali, the rapper.
Ali signed a record deal with legendary Oakland rap collective Hieroglyphics, resulting in Ali's 2007 album Curbside Service. After Ali won Best Supporting Actor for Moonlight, Hieroglyphics member Tajai Massey told Hip Hop DX to just sort of watch him bubble from the underground, from Benjamin Button and all that kind of stuff all the way up to now, so it's just good to see it culminate in some accolades for him. But again, don't expect to see Ali touring, as he's fully immersed in his acting career and has said more than once that he's a retired rapper. Still, he did tell Good Morning America in 2018 that he was working on a music project. Of course, it was for an acting role. Kreayshawn's career was off and running after the Oakland rapper scored herself a hit song with Gucci Gucci in 2011. Tours followed after that, including the Group Hug Tour and the Noisy College Tour. At that time, it would be easy for one to assume the tours would continue. But that wasn't the case. In fact, after Kreayshawn released her debut album Something 'Bout Cray in 2012, she pretty much walked away from music and touring. Her follow-up project, World's Biggest Idiot, wouldn't be released until 2021. The same year, the rapper told Stereo Gum, "It's not just as simple as, oh, poor me, I got famous and I got a record deal. I grew up terribly. I have child abuse. I have anxiety, depression, terrible PTSD. I was having seizures all the time. That's why it sucked." If one were to do an internet search for a Kreayshawn show in 2022, that person wouldn't see a whole lot of dates. So even though the rapper released a project in 2021, it doesn't seem like she'll hit the road for an extended period to perform or promote it. Before 2020, Georgia rapper Quando Rondo was on his way to what looked like a fruitful career. He released some mixtapes, which got some traction, he had a big social media following, and he was booking shows. But everything changed for him when Chicago rapper King Von was killed on November 6, 2020. According to TMZ, that night, Rondo and Von were involved in a fight at Atlanta's Monaco Hookah Lounge. Eventually, gunfire broke out, leaving 6 people shot, 3 fatally, including Von. The late artist was shot by Rondo's friend Timothy Leaks, who was later arrested and released on a $100,000 bond. Right away, there was talk online about Von's friends possibly retaliating, and Rondo's live show schedule took a nosedive. He told All Around TV, "Nobody want to book me because they terrified. That's the truth." What's more, an existing gig got the axe, and another Rondo show that did happen after the incident didn't exactly boast a teeming crowd. All that said, his touring days may not be totally done. In September 2022, NBA YoungBoy's manager told fans that his client and Quando Rondo plan to hit the road together. In 2022, Los Angeles rapper O3 Greedo released a song titled Drop Down, a single from his mixtape Free O3. He wasn't able to perform the song at a venue, however, and the name of the mixtape might indicate why. In 2018, Greedo was sentenced to 20 years in prison for drug and unlawful firearm possession charges. He eventually pled guilty. A little before news of Greedo's sentence hit, he apologized to his fans on Twitter. "Sorry I let my fans down. At least we got some great music before I left, y'all. I wish I could have stayed with my family, but life isn't fair to some of us. Plenty music will be released while I'm gone. Promise me you will love me forever." He added, "Never thought I'd have to retire the year I blew up." It's not that the Roots never tour. They do, but now they have a day job. At one time, the Philadelphia band toured extensively, but their lives and career shifted in 2008 when it was announced they'd become the house band for The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon. It's gone well for them, to say the least.
I love the Roots.
I love the Roots.
I love the Roots.
Yeah. Well, I love the Roots.
I love you guys.
Man, I love you guys.
So no, they are not hitting the road like they once did, but that's not to say they've stopped performing. Far from it. The Roots drummer Questlove explained the change to OK Player at the time, saying, "I see the possible chance of this being a bigger move. I don't know if I want to be 40 on the road and single no more. And ain't no one taking a man serious who is in his own home for only 3 months out the year. I've been in my crib since 2006, and I still ain't unpack everything yet." He also noted that the gig gives his bandmates an opportunity to spend more time with their kids. If you really want to see the Roots for yourself, you'll probably have to make your way to New York City to see The Tonight Show live and in person.